Hi there, welcome to part 2 of the video series on the topic of beds. Now in part 1 we just broke down beautiful messages from a few oracles and talking about some of the beautiful universal laws. The messages were just very striking, very inspiring, I think. Some fantastic affirmations that one can practice if those resonated with you. But now I just want to jump into the practicing love, which is part 2, where we use the holy trinity of love, which in my world is thinking love, speaking love, and doing love, in order to think about what we can, how we can practice love in the space of the bed, right? And some of those messages that we've read, I'm sure they will be intertwined into the holy trinity of love. So the first one, when it's thinking about love and in bed, I'm a big proponent of people doing a little bit of a ritual at night. I guess the last thing before you fall asleep, so you're already in bed. You figure out what ritual works for you best, of course, when you're in bed. But I genuinely think that nighttime, we spend 6 to 8 hours asleep, is actually a time for your physical body and your mental, body to rest. But it is a time for you to be effective and efficient, perhaps in other ways and forms, on a spiritual level. And I deeply believe that some of our dreams, or dreaming at night, is somehow connected to our spirituality, so the subconscious. And therefore, something I do anyway before I go, sort of the last moments before you fall asleep, is to address your team upstairs, the spiritual team upstairs, whoever you believe in, and thank them for the day, show some gratitude for what has happened in your day, but also set some more intentions about what you would like to happen during the night. Protection for the family, protection for your home, protection for your bed, for where you're at, your body. Likewise, there's some spiritual healing work that could happen overnight. You just need to send out the message out to the universe, or to specific archangels or angels, and if you don't know who, just a general message will do, or any of the ascended masters that you believe in order to help you with whatever healing it is that you require. It could be a general message or a specific, including, for instance, Archangel Michael, who can, with his beautiful sword that is lit on fire, he can help you, for instance, strike through any negative connections or attachments that are no longer serving your highest good. He knows better what those might be, even if you're not consciously aware of what that is. So that's just one example. You're unlimited in terms of the things that you can ask for. To get into that ritual, you can also ask for messages to be sent through to you during the night, i.e. during your dreams, to be sent messages, symbols, visions, whatever it might be, as a solution to any particular problem or question that you may have, and trust in whatever comes the next morning and overnight when you kind of wake up. So that might be, it's like a little glimpse into a night ritual, which I'm sure I can talk about at another time. This is just a little brief, seed that you may want to ponder about. Now, and that kind of naturally also goes into a bit of a prayer. So something else in terms of thinking, like when you're in bed, if you believe in God and you want to discuss anything or connect with the divine, and you have that really strong bond and connection, it's a beautiful time for a prayer whenever you're in bed, either in the morning or at night or during the day, because for whatever reason you're in bed. Pray for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, for your home. You can pray for anything. Consider the other people all around the world, just send love to the planet. I'm a big proponent of sending love and divine help and assistance to the planet, our beautiful planet Gaia. I also think about prayer about, in the context of bed, for all the people who might not have a bed. Then send them some love. Pray for their health. Pray for their wealth, for their prosperity, for success, for any strength that they may need to endure whatever hardships or difficulties they may be facing in their life. A prayer is an act of love in my world, and so I definitely wholeheartedly encourage anybody, when in bed, a prayer a day is going to be a very meaningful and fruitful exercise for all. So how we're going with the time. We get on to the speaking love aspect, element of the Holy Trinity of love. So you can think it, you can speak it, but more importantly, of course, actual speaking, right? When you're in bed, you can have conversations with anybody, right? If you're all alone, you jump on a phone or you have your laptop in front of you, or technology to be able to communicate either via text, social media commenting, or an actual Zoom call, video call, via Messenger, Viber, WhatsApp, or whatever it is that you use, right? Likewise, if you're with somebody in bed, be that your partner, your friends, you might have a sleepover, or your kids, speaking love. So speak love to one another when you're in bed. I mean, it's such a lovely time and joyful time when you're in bed, right? I mean, you have great memories sometimes, especially if you're family and you've got your kids running around your bed, or your pets as an example, right? Another, if you don't have kids, you might have pets. Talk lovingly to them. It's an opportunity to say how much you love them, how much you care for your family, how much, you wish them well for the day. If it's in the morning, you wish them to have a lovely day. Or talk about your day, if it's at night, talk about what went well and what didn't go so well. And just, pray together as a family. If you pray together out loud. If you don't, you can do it yourself silently as part of your night ritual if you're called to do so. But speak lovingly to one another on any kind of topic. Just remember to so in the speaking lovingly point, not necessarily going to be talking about love. You can talk about anything you want, but might be just speak in a kind manner, in a soft manner, show that compassion, show that love, through your tone. The how you speak might matter a lot. Now, the one other thing I had on my list was appreciate your bed. This is a big one, so appreciate the actual bed, and I don't mean the fact that it's there and the comforts of it. That's what I'm trying to get at. Appreciate the comforts of your own bed, and even speak out loud to it. Thanks for being so comfortable. Thank you for giving me that restful sleep that I had last night. Or thank you in advance for my restful sleep if you're about to fall asleep. Thank you for being comfortable and warm and cozy for me. Exactly what the doctor prescribed, that kind of stuff. And this little story I want to share at this point is about my bed, my current bed. We had a double bed with my partner, and that was all went well and good, but then I fell pregnant. I became pregnant with my daughter, and I just had really restless sleep. My first trimester wasn't so smooth, and we came to a point where I just, was really struggling to sleep well. And I had a breakthrough sleep actually at a time when I went to visit my family, and they just recently purchased, at that time, they purchased a bed for my sister to sleep in. And we ended up actually sleeping with my partner on their bed because we were going for like a weekend, overnight to spend some time with my family. And I had the breakthrough sleep. Honestly, it was just, felt like I passed out, slept through the whole night, and I woke up refreshed, re-energized, inspired. And I kid you not, that same day, we went to the same shop and pretty much bought a similar bed for our own house that we still have. And it was just one of those things that has really helped me during the first trimester of my pregnancy, which was quite a difficult one. And I am, ever since then, I just, when I see that bed, I have this, soulful appreciation for my bed for that time when I really needed it. And it's been absolute gorgeous bed ever since. And so just having that love, just appreciate the comforts of your bed and how much it can actually serve you, how much it can make you, how much it can really, boost your energy literally if you have a really good, comfortable sleep. And if we just go into the third element of the Holy Trinity of love, which is doing love, well, there's a lot of things that one can do in life. And, the instant thing I was thinking about is do what you love in bed. So outside of obviously sleeping, there's a lot of activities that you can undertake in bed. And that's including things like reading books, for example. If you enjoy reading books, you can be writing or journaling, whatever it might be. You might be an author, so you write stories, or you might just be submitting or writing a diary, a review of your day. Likewise, you might be showing some soulful appreciation or gratitude, for all the little things in your life, like bed. You could be, for instance, listening to music, or you might be playing an instrument, of course, if you're a musician or you just like a particular instrument. You might be doing some work, if you love your work, or some kind of tasks or activities that bring you lots of joy and happiness, whatever that might be, drawing, sketching, just things like that. Have fun. I mean, that's the other one, is like, have fun in your bed, because a lot of fun, I mean, like, you must be doing something you love if you're having fun. So, for those of you who might have kids in your family, right, jump on the bed. Kids love jumping on the bed. Do something silly. My toddler is into the whole hiding phase at the moment. She loves to grab any blanket and she wants you to join in the fun. She just hides yourself and calls out to mommy and daddy, saying, where are you, whilst trying to hide, and it's being nice and cheeky trying to hide. So you can do that in bed with your kiddos, right? If that's what they're into anyway. Likewise, mindfulness. So I'm just trying to look at these cards to get me some more thoughts as to what you can do, you can do love in bed and practice mindfulness, right? Mindfulness, just being in the space and time, enjoying the comforts of your bed, appreciating it, but also thinking of other things in your life through the practice of love, and just being open to any kind of dreams or insights, visions that might come your way whilst you're in that meditative kind of mindful state. If you're just you're sort of physically in the bed, but spiritually you're kind of somewhere else. You might be interested in making love, because yes, a lot of that happens on the beds as well. If so, you do you and you go for it. And it's definitely a doing love type activity on bed, so I'm not gonna shy away from that one, because that's what happens. And I'm just trying to think of how you can, if there's any other activities based on these cards in terms of doing this. So I'm just saying, oh yes, I'm seeing this beautiful golden light shining through the hands of this goddess of dreams, and you might be inspired to do something with your hands whilst you're in bed, or some activities, like crocheting or sewing. You might be into those sort of arts and craftsy things that can still be done in bed and that are not messy. So maybe sewing or knitting, knitting a lovely top or pants or something like that for your kid or your pet, or whatever it is that you might be doing. And so share, comment down below what you might do, what you enjoy doing in bed. Comment down with the emojis as well, and just to show me what you guys are up to. Oh, actually, another kind of pretty cool thought. If you're up to it, take a photo for me of your bed, post it down in the comments with a little heart, just to show your appreciation for your heart, for your beautiful bed. Well, actually, on the topic of bed, so one way you can show love towards your bed is actually, that's what I'm coming up to mind, thinking about photos about bed, as the linens themselves, right? So some of you might be, first of all, wash your linen, just to make sure that what you're sleeping on is clean, and I'm sure your bed will appreciate it as well. But you can decorate your bed, right? Some of you might be literally into decorating and having lots of different ensembles of cushions added together and pillows to make some beautiful space, where you sleep on your bed. Or you might be inspired to go and get something, from the shops, or to get like a lovely blanket that you can add or throw on top of your bed. That might be something lovely to do, to show appreciation for your bed. And guess what? Your own environment will feel so much more nicer, that you might actually be inspired and feel more enlivened by the fact that your bed looks like so inviting and so lovely and so just awesome. And of course, that's another one. I think, one way you can show love towards your bed is, to make sure you regularly maintain it and clean it. You know, the bed's made out of mattress as well. You might want to get into the habit of regularly changing your mattress, you know, on a regular basis, maybe once a year, twice a year. Google how much you should be doing that. I have no idea. But that's just to make sure that it's done and flipped over. Sometimes with the headboards, I notice like some dust might settle on top of the headboards. You know, grab a stick vacuum or hand vacuum, run along your headboard to make sure the dust is removed. Or a wipe, you know, you might be able to do it with a wipe. That's something you can get to get rid of the dust. And have a look around, actually, around your bed and underneath the mattress and around the bed mattress, because sometimes dust gets in funky shapes and places. So one way you can show appreciation for your love and ultimately yourself, because you're sleeping in that environment, is through helping looking around the bed for those little crevices and places that you don't usually see, in order to clear out the dust and any other bits and bobs that might be on there, like food off food packets. That's the other thing that people do when they love to do, right, is to eat food in their bed whilst watching, for instance, Netflix or YouTube. You might be watching this video whilst you're in bed. You might be having that popcorn or those lollies or chocolate or whatever it is, and guess what? Those packets might, you know, just find themselves in the most funky places on the bed that you don't usually look in, but then you're like, oh, here it is. Now, what else? I'm just looking at the time. Just looking at the messages. Peaceful presence and quiet your mind. Yeah, do whatever it is just to make sure you have a great sleep and rest. Because the space of bed is all about that, right? It's the time and the place, a location where you can really just let go, release it, whatever it is that has been on your mind, has been troubling you or worrying you, and just feel that safety, that sense of security and protection. Nobody can reach you. You're in your bed, you're protected, you're well, you're about to go into the, you know, the dreamland, and everything is going to be okay. And yeah, last thing, yeah, I'm just looking at my list if there's anything else I missed, is the ability to actually recycle, okay, things in relation to your bed. So I think it would do good for the planet and for other humans out there. Anything to do with your bed can, strictly speaking, be recycled if it's, you know, in a normal state, i.e. it's healthy and safe to do so, i.e. another person can actually use whatever it is that you're recycling. Be that the headboard or linens or pillows or, you know, duvet covers or the mattresses themselves. If you are about to, you know, remove something, or you just need a bit of change, or you're moving out and you're needing to get rid of your bed or any items of your bed, have a think about recycling, yeah, rather than just throwing the things in the rubbish. But be mindful of that health and safety message that I just made, to make sure that, look, if you yourself wouldn't use this again, then the rule of thumb is you probably shouldn't be recycling it, not letting another individual be put into that position, right? But if it's the goods, the product is in okay condition, it's just used, but it's in okay condition, health and safety is fine, I'm sure you can put up your images of your bed or whatever it is that you're recycling, or elements of your bed, on Facebook or Marketplace or whatever it is you're doing, community pages, and I'm sure somebody will grab it up, especially if it's for free. Alright, on that note, I'm just gonna wrap up part 2 there, and let's jump into part 3, where we receive some other messages from the spirit world on the subject of beds. I'll see you shortly.